Trust no one. And stay to yourself. It's the golden rule. I'm here to help you avoid the pitfalls of the system. I'm here to help you understand that most people in this fallen world are only looking for what they can take from you. There's a lot of conniving scavengers out there who don't want to see you flourish, but they want to take your very essence. Trust no one. See, when you trust people, you're going to be disappointed 10 times out of 10. Reason being is because Matthew the 24th chapter tells us in the last days, the love of many shall wax cold. People are downright heartless. And they're opportunists. And it's best that you stay to yourselves. See, as long as you're trusting people, you're going to be disappointed. But if individuals begin to prove who they are, then you can test the spirit of those people. Look, you're looking at the spiritual collapse of Babylon. You're looking at the whole entire world practically falling into the abyss. And a lot of people are zombies, walking dead. And seeing as how a lot of you brothers and sisters can see, you may know your identity. You understand where you have came from and where you're going. That puts a target on your back because the demons can see your potential as well. But their goal is to exploit it by any means. And this is probably why a lot of you brothers and sisters have to deal with people who try their best to insert themselves in your life. You believe that y'all have common grounds and common goals. But brothers and sisters, a lot of the times they have a lot of jealousy and envy for you. The truth is, the Bible been warning us all along. It's all in the scriptures. The Lord tells us that ye will be hated by all men for his name's sake. Ladies and gentlemen, there's people who are examining you who truly do hate you. They hate everything about you. But nonetheless, to add insult to injury, a lot of those very same people want to insert themselves in your life. Why? Because then they have a better chance of taking you out. The closer they are, the lower your defenses are, the more opportunities they have to stab you in the back or even cut your throat. The world we live in is spinning on a broken axis. And it's unfortunate because a lot of you brothers and sisters have kind hearts, you're compassionate, you're empathetic. But there's people out there that use that as ammunition. A lot of y'all put yourselves out there and do things for people that would never do the same for you. Some of you all trust these people. There's people out there that you trust that haven't even proven themselves to be trustworthy. There's people out there that you can see how messy they really are, but nonetheless, you think that they're going to treat you any different. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to stay to yourself. Get on your self-improvement journey. Work on the things that is going to brighten your future. Work on the things that is going to save your soul. Understanding that in this society, people are only concerned with themselves. And you got to adapt or end up a casualty. That's really what is going on in 2025. Either you're going to adapt or you're going to fail. And these are tough growing pains, brothers and sisters of truth. These growing pains are very tough to wrap your mind around, because you figure if you put out positivity, if you have a heart towards people, you would believe surely that type of love will be reciprocated. But I'm here to tell you, that's a false hope. It will be reciprocated by people who are like-minded. But how many of us are really surrounded by like-minded people? I want y'all to really consider what I'm saying. How many of us are really surrounded by people who agree? People who are really seeking the Most High? How many people are we around? Now, God's chosen ones are spread few and far in between, because we're just a remnant of people. The Bible says hell have enlarged itself. So what that would tell you is the mass majority are playing on the left side. So you may be in your respective city or town, and you may find yourself absolutely alone in all of this. You may be in your city, and out of your entire city, you may be the only one who can see. So what does that mean? You have no choice but to be solo. You have no choice but to isolate. You have no choice but to focus on your own soul and get closer to the Lord. I'm gonna tell you right now, society's falling rapidly. Right now, we're looking at all type of sorority rituals going on in the media. Nobody sees it. We're looking at all kind of predictive programming. Nobody sees it. We're looking at artificial intelligence taking over society. Nobody sees it. Only a select few can see what's happening. The preachers aren't warning the people for the time that's coming. And the people believe that they have forever in a fallen society. Well, I'm here to say that Christ will return, and he's going to clean up this mess. Ladies and gentlemen, trust no one. Don't trust them. See, when you initially deal with a person at any capacity, you got to ask yourself, can I trust this person? Some of you all are friendly. I got to tell y'all this. You can't be friendly with everybody. Some of you all are an open book. Why? Because the Bible says that the righteous are pure at heart. We see all things righteous. You're pure. Now, that doesn't mean that you're soft, doesn't mean that you're weak. It just simply means that you're a kind soul. But ladies and gentlemen, the world you're living in is full of vultures who love to exploit a kind soul. They can see exactly who you are, and they choose to be evil and wicked. I gotta tell y'all this. The reason why you should stay solo is because a lot of people around want to see you die. I know that sounds rather alarming, but it's true. The reality is very harsh. Who's that girl? They don't want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you amount to anything. It's only a select few people who really got love for you. And you'll know who those people are. But for the most part, you can't trust nobody out here. Things are not like it used to be. A lot of you brothers and sisters are ready to learn the Bible, the truth. You want to get a closer relationship with the Most High. And there's a lot of wolves in sheep clothing that are out there who simply want to fleece the flock as well as exploit all that you are. We call these people hoarders of souls. There's a lot of people out there that just want your support and energy, but they don't want to do nothing for you. They have no intentions on being beneficial to the people. They only want to continue to lead. And they don't want to give them too much truth, because then they can wake up and lead themselves by following the Lord. So they have various tactics to keep those people under oppression. They keep them under a vicious cycle. You can't trust the pastors. You can't trust the preachers. In the moment where you begin to ask questions and you can see a lot of y'all get outcasted from your own families, from the church community, from everyone, simply because you had questions and they didn't want to give those answers. Brothers and sisters, once you start to distance yourself and keep people at an arm's length, you're going to find out exactly who people are, because they're going to show their true colors. But if you would have trusted them, if you would have been open arms, then they would have been able to cannibalize you. It's so many people that some of us have met during this journey, that we have met, so many people we have met, and we didn't open up arms to them people. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know why, for whatever reason, our intuition kicked in and we didn't open doors of opportunity for them. We did not embrace them. We did not want them in our lives. That was a defense mechanism that was built in. The Most High gave us that. The Lord made it so we can get certain signs from a person. Now I want y'all to think about how many times in y'all's lives where this happened and you was like, yo, it's something keeping me from really being cool with this person all the way. I'm kind of examining this person from a distance. I kind of don't know what their angle is. It's just something about them. And then you find out later that that person would have cost you your life. You find out later that that person was maniacal. And the Lord exposes it to you. Well, I'm here to tell you there's more, and more people like that every single day because souls are being polluted. Satan is ramping things up because he's running out of time, and he's just trying to hoard as many souls as he can. So it's a lot of people who have that spirit. So you have to walk straight and keep the course. You have to look straight and keep the course. You cannot be one of those people, brothers and sisters. That wants to fit in every social gathering, every function. You want to be around everybody and you want to be accepted. You can't be that. You got to keep in mind, when you out here trying to fit in with different people, trying to build with people, and you're not keeping your circle small, and you're not keeping your defenses up, it is definitely a suicide mission. That's what it is. You're putting yourself out there, you're leaving yourself open, and you are at war. And it's crazy that we're talking like it's a war. We're talking like it's a battle, because that's what it is. It's spiritual warfare. And if you spin yourself around the wrong people, it will corrupt your good manners. You will be unable to have a sound mind. You would be unable to actually facilitate the downloads that you get from the Holy Spirit and actually carry them out and move in a proper direction. Why? You're around too many people. You got to stay to yourself. There's only one solution. If you're in a situation where you looking around and you're realizing that your circle is not really beneficial towards you, but you find yourself being the only one who is beneficial towards them, and nothing is reciprocated, you may need to remove yourself altogether. Listen, the saying goes, you remove yourself, you improve yourself. You remove yourself, you improve yourself. Separation equals elevation. Everybody can't go where y'all going. They're not even trustworthy. Somebody said we must stay to ourselves and know the walk is within you and God. Do not look left, right, or follow the ways of evil. Exactly. A lot of you all are not going to be able to reach your full potential just simply because the people that you keep around you. They don't want to see you win. They hate you with all their guts. They got secret animosity because they got secret offenses. Some of you all are dealing with people who don't even feel comfortable telling you how they really feel about you when they are offended, because they're building up hatred towards you. Some of us are going to have to cut everybody off. Some of us are going to have to go into our phones, go into our social media, and we're going to have to do some cleaning up. Some of y'all got dead weight. Some of you all need to separate from your own mothers. That's right. Your own fathers, your own sisters, your own brothers. Why? Because they don't appreciate you and they don't want to see you advance. And some of you all are in situations where they actually plotting on you and they will actually sabotage you. But because they're your family, you think they would never do that. Well, the Bible tells us different. I'm only bringing scriptures. The scripture says your foes will be they of your own household. The scriptures also tell you that those whom you love, such as friends, will lift thy heel against thee in these last days. It also tells you that your own family, and this is all scripture, your own family will cause you to die. That means they won't literally murk you and get you out the way, but they will cause you to die. Now, how can somebody cause you to die? Well, they can hit you with the misdirection. They can hit you with the, you need to go to the doctor and get X, Y, and Z. They can hit you with the same manipulation that they're under by the world powers. And if you don't have that relationship with the Creator, if you're not close to the Most High, you just allow your family member to cost you your life. And I want y'all to put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. I know it's a little bit windy, but hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. Excellent. Your own family, your own friends, those whom you respect and love. I hate to tell y'all this, but a lot of them can't be trusted. Ladies, I want y'all to consider something. Getting a little windy. The women in your family, are they happy with your relationship, your marriage? See, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Your cousins, your homegirls, are they happy with your relationship that you have with your boyfriend or husband? Or are they trying to coerce you to step out? Are they trying to convince you that that man is not enough for you? Are they displaying signs of jealousy? Look, there's women in the chat saying no, they get jealous. Somebody said their cousins be hating. Guess what? It's about time you cut them off. They don't really love you. If they did, they would want to see you happy. Now, it's a difference if you're in an abusive relationship. But if your husband is maintaining, he's doing everything he's supposed to do, he is taking care of that household and being a provider, then those homegirls of yours, those people you call friends and family, you need to cut them off immediately. That's problematic. They shouldn't even be in your inner circle. The block party must begin. Brothers, Let's say you was out there in them streets. Some of y'all still are. Some of y'all watch my material and y'all still out there. But for whatever reason, you trying to go the straight and narrow path, which is commendable. It should be respected. How many of you all want to go out there, get a gig? You're doing the right thing. You on your job, you on your purpose, you trying to pick up a trade. But for whatever reason, the guys that you grew up with, they looking at you crazy, sideways. You being treated real strange. You feel a certain energy in those daps. Cut them off. They can't go where you're going. In fact, if you don't hurry up and cut them off, they're going to line you up. They're going to take you out. Because you're going somewhere they can't go. And they've already made an agreement with the devil to stay in the street life. And since you're going in another direction, they don't want to see you go. They don't want to see you go and get away. They don't want to see you escape. So they're going to try to line you up. You have to cut them off altogether. And you're going to have to do it without saying nothing to nobody. You're just going to have to make a move. The Most High is trying to give you the insight, the intuition. You got to pay attention to your impulses. Stop trusting those people. A lot of these deaths that we see out here in these streets is because somebody didn't know how to really veer off, and they were connected to somebody who they should have got away from, and they'll tell you to go this place or that place. Next thing you know, you hanging out, you thinking everything cool, you thinking everything cordial, and you getting lined up, either robbed or killed, because that's how it is in the world we living in. Move in silence. And when you're not trusting people, you will move in silence. Keep your business to yourself. You brothers got to be on point out here. If you out here dealing and dabbling with different women, you just out here. You got to understand there's a lot of women out here who want some setup stuff. And at any given time, that lifestyle can cost you your life. There's women out here who learn your ins and outs, your whereabouts, how you move. And guess what? They're giving all your information to the devil. They're giving all your information to the goon squad. And you don't even know there's another man lurking outside your hotel room or lurking outside your home. You brothers got to stop letting all these women at your place of residence. That's a major issue. Y'all want to know how all of these deaths is happening in our streets? People not moving right. Don't trust no one. You brothers meet a shorty out here. She wants you to pull up to a certain neighborhood. You don't really know this woman like that. Y'all haven't really went on no dates. Y'all haven't built no rapport. There's no real emotional connection, only physical. And something in your gut, something in the pit of your stomach tell you, yo, don't go over there. You just don't quite know why, but something telling you, nah, I shouldn't go over there. The Lord's trying to save your life. I'm telling you, messages like this will save your life. Don't do it. Don't do it. Some people would say, oh, that's paranoia. No. You're living in the last days. Somebody said this went left. This ain't go left at all, because I got to speak to those who are actually in the streets too. This is not just directed towards the religious community. So for the person who said this went left, this is extremely on point. This is wisdom that'll save a young man, a young woman's life. This is a warning coming from the Most High. If you can't relate, you're not welcome here. Now, you may not relate to those circumstances and situations, but if you can't relate to somebody trying to awaken these people so they don't get caught out here down bad, then you don't belong here. Stop trusting people. Stay to yourself. There's too many people out here who are opportunists. There's too many people who would do you dirty. And I'm going to say this as well. Really don't trust people on social media, because it seems like we're in a world now where real firsthand relationships and interactions don't really happen that often. And a lot of people have social media buddies and pen pals. That's what we'll call them. A lot of people got pen pals. But you don't know somebody until you know them in real life. So y'all got to understand that. You don't know a person until you have met that person. If you really want true people around you, then you got to put that spiritual callus up. You got to protect your energy at all costs. You got to set healthy boundaries around yourself. And make sure you don't got them devils around you. Trust no one. Only thing you can trust is the Most High through the Holy Spirit. Only thing you can trust is for people to be exactly who they are. Y'all got to start peeping the patterns out of people. If people don't have a reputation for being upstanding and righteous, why would you want to bring them around you? You can't change nobody, brothers and sisters. There's somebody said so many get backdoored out here chasing cheeks. Wise message. That's what I'm trying to explain. There's so many people out here who lose their lives because they're trusting people. See, there's levels to this. See, when you're in the wrong, you leave yourself open for attack. When you're not living right, when you out here thinking that you can trust everybody, that's where Satan comes in. Why? Because you running around here oblivious. You act like you don't know you in the Matrix. You act like you don't know it's a war going on.
For sure.
How many people around y'all are really solid? How many people can y'all trust with y'all's bank account? Because that's trust. How many people can you all trust with your livelihood? Zero, right? Shouldn't be that way. It should be a togetherness where the trust is out there, but not the world we're living in. Yeah, somebody said, how many people can you trust with your house keys? See, that's true. That's a true bond. That's true brotherhood and sisterhood when you can do so. And it's very, very, very rare. The love of many at wax cold. There's a lot of people who are on demon time out here. It could be your own friends and family on demon time. Dream assassins. You start talking about where you going, what you got planned, they start shooting that down. Why? Because you're supposed to be quiet. You're supposed to keep that to yourself. Understanding that A lot of people don't want to see you accomplish the goals that you set out to accomplish. Why? Because they made a decision that they're going to stay in place. They're going to remain stagnant. They're going to watch from the outside looking in, and they're going to, despite all your efforts, and they're going to criticize everything you do. Why? Because they don't want to see you succeed. Everybody, if you can, I want y'all to do me a favor. If you're learning from this material, hit the like button on the video. Somebody says, my family was worse and causes injuries, even if it's crazy. Then they won't help after I helped all them so much with them being sick too. Yeah, that's something that God's chosen ones often endure, man. You put yourself out there, you help everyone in their time of need, but when you need assistance, you left high and dry. That's a common pattern that we go through. And what that's supposed to teach us is that we must stop casting our pearls before swine. Brothers and sisters, that means our energy's in the wrong direction. That means we're doing for the wrong people. That means we're not focusing on who we should be as people and what we should do as people. They're going to call you selfish. All you did was set boundaries for yourself, but they're going to say you selfish. That's right. They're going to say you cold-hearted and you callous because you're just not letting everybody in. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, when you kept your shield up and you kept your armor up and you ain't let certain people in, what happened to those people? Come to find out, they were devils. You just needed to test the spirit. So anybody that gets mad when you set boundaries for yourself, they just display who they really are. When they seeing that they can't manipulate you, they can't control you. They don't respect your time. They don't respect who you are. They don't respect what you got going on in life. There's so many of y'all around people who don't respect anything y'all got going on. It's all about them. These very same people will hit you up and they will trauma dump on you constantly as if you don't have nothing going on in life. How many of you chosen ones find yourself wrapped up in somebody else's issues? How many of you all find yourselves giving sound advice and wisdom to these very same people, but they don't receive it? Now imagine that. They're looking for answers. They come to you, but they don't receive the information. Now, why is that? Because it's not about becoming better. It's not about getting out of their current situation and bettering themselves. It's about keeping you down. It's about taking your energy. It's about you giving your time and efforts towards them. It's about slowing you down and derailing you. But that some of you all trust that that's just a friend in need. I'm just being a good friend. I'm just being a good brother, a good sister. You know, it's just somebody in need. No, that person is draining you. That wind is blowing. No, that person is draining you. It's 2025, man. Trust no one. Move on your own out here. Stop telling people what you got going on. Stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. And understand that you're in such a bad time in history that you can't even celebrate your successes or your accomplishments in this here world. You got a lot of people out there in your community, they just pocket watchers. They want to see what you got going on. And if you're successful and you doing good, keep that to yourself. When you doing bad, keep that to yourself. That's what you got to understand. You got a lot of people out here who want to stunt and flex for other people because they want attention. They want to keep up with the Joneses. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. But if you, in this day and age, listen, if you're doing good, keep it to yourself, because the wolves are out. There's people out there that want everything you got. Understand that this message right here is for somebody. And you may have a pure heart. You just happy that you made it. You may have rose through obscurity. You may have got yourself in a position where you're doing better for yourself, and you just want to show, you know, how you overcame. People don't want to see your blessings. There's so many people that smile when you down. There's so many people who like to see you hurting. There's so many people out there who is counting on you to hurt, counting on you to fail, literally looking at their watch like, man, they still ain't failed. When you having your winning season, which is coming for a lot of y'all, a lot of you brothers and sisters gonna have your winning season. When it comes, keep it to yourself. And that's not easy to do. But the monitoring spirits, they are out there. And they want nothing more than you to fail. Why? Because that makes them feel better about their lives. Knowing that somebody else failed. Knowing that somebody else didn't reach their goals makes them feel better. Why? Because they felt you were superior all along, and they felt insignificant all along. Somebody says, New Breed, I've been feeling this all week, but we rise a house divided. He says, but a house divided will not stand. Yep. But you got to keep in mind, the Lord came to bring the division. Christ himself says, think not that I come to bring peace upon earth, but I come to bring a sword. For I come to turn mother against father, or what it says is daughter against mother, mother against daughter, father against son, son against father, sister-in-law against brother-in-law. This is what the Bible says. Now, why does it say that? Some of you probably are wondering, like, why would Christ come to do that? Because he's getting his chosen ones. He's picking out the people who are willing to endure and carry their cross. He's picking out the people who are willing to, you know, live for him. So he has to separate. Now, while that's happening, there's going to be a lot of conflict within these families. We're seeing it now. Now, this conflict is necessary. It's part of the spiritual war. But those who succeed are those who escape. Some of you brothers and sisters don't know how close you were to losing your life because of a roommate, because of somebody that you just let in that you trusted. You don't know how much grace and mercy the Most High had over you. Even if it was just losing your life based on being around somebody who caused a lot of problems, and you could have caught those strays. You could have failed because of their sins. That's how serious it is. Once you realize how serious it is, you're going to move better, especially with age. Now, why does the Bible say, I come to turn mother against son, son against mother, daughter-in-law against daughter, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law, things of that nature? Why? Because the Lord want to see who's going to live for him. And when you really choose to be on the righteous path, you can expect people to turn. You can expect people to change. There are going to be some people in your life that you were thick as thieves with, but the moment where you got on the right path, the moment where you got on point and you put away your old ways, a light began to shine on you. Because what? You were doing the right thing. So spiritually, there was a war that was waged because Satan wants you to revert back to your old ways. Satan wants you to crash out here. Satan wants you to, you know, go into the wrong direction. So what will he do? If he can't use you, if he can't get to you, he's going to get to those close to you. And you'll find out just how weak some people's flesh is. You'll find out just how easy it is for these people to be inhabited and used. That's why you can't trust nobody. We battle not against flesh and blood, but wickedness and principalities in high places. Matthew 24:9, the Most High said, we will be hated of all nations. That's true. It's so many times when we open our arms to people, and we should have learned a very valuable lesson, but some of us didn't. And we kept letting people in. For whatever reason, we failed to comprehend how valuable we are. Brothers and sisters, you're valuable. The book of Jeremiah says that he have known you before you were formed in your mother's womb, that he would bring up a peculiar people, a royal priesthood. Ladies and gentlemen, he made us different, unique, special in your own ways. It's a blessing. It's a gift to be set apart. You're wired different. Just your very existence seems to strum up controversy. Why? Because you were handcrafted and selected to carry out a certain mission. The Most High loves you a lot because even through the midst of the mistakes that some of y'all made, he saved you from people that you should not have trusted to begin with. But now, I'm here to tell y'all, trust no one. Stay to yourself, stay solo. Focus on your goals. I want everybody to get the likes up on this video. We're bringing nothing but the truth. This is sound wisdom. This is sound insight. And this is what's going to keep you out of a lot of trouble. Ecclesiastes 3:5. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones there together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. That's right. There's a time to embrace and a time to withstand from embracing. Some of you y'all have a personality that is just very approachable, very embracing. Luckily for me, I don't have that. I have a very austere look. Some would say I could be standoffish, but really I'm just examining. I'm just examining the people around me. I'm examining what's going on. And that just comes with discernment. That just comes with being introverted. Because initially I'm introverted. And a lot of you all are introverted as well. But for the extroverts who are very welcoming towards people, the people who really just embrace people, I got to give y'all some advice. You know, let this introvert kind of rub off on you. You know what I'm saying? There's times where you just got to be more observant, and you can't be welcoming to everybody. I know that y'all kind-hearted, and people like that, I tend to spend more time around people like that because I'm the opposite. I'm the guy that's going to look at everything going on. But sometimes you need people around you who are like that, who really embrace people. But sometimes if you embrace the wrong people, they can really cause you an issue. That's right. It's okay to say no. It's okay to set healthy boundaries. It's okay to stay to yourself. It's okay to be stern with people. Yep. Let me see. Kai says this message is for me. Right. Another sister says she's too kind-hearted. See, people in this world take advantage of that. Most of the time, people are just trying to see what they can get from you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can get 1,000 likes on the stream. 1,000 likes. Somebody said it's okay to keep to yourself. It absolutely is. And what you'll find out is a lot of times when you stay to yourself, the Most High is able to show you more. Some of you all are going to break down in tears because you've been around people far too much, and you haven't got to yourself to see exactly how tired you were. See, some of y'all just be on autopilot, catering to the demands of people. Lord knows I've been there. Just be on autopilot. But then when you finally get to yourself, it's like, wow, I am exhausted. I'm exhausted for all the hard work that I'm doing for other people. I'm exhausted for, just being there for everyone and wearing yourself thin. And then when you get to yourself and the Lord finally show you, like, look, you did that on your own merit. I got plans for you. The Lord don't want y'all burning yourselves out, being people pleasers. The Lord don't want you to, give all the oil in your lampstand and then your lamp burn out. And then when it's time to navigate through these dark tunnels that we in, you unable to find the light at the end of the tunnel. Why? Because you didn't just spend catering to everybody. And then half of the time, y'all catering to people who don't even appreciate you. They don't even appreciate what you're doing. And a lot of those people will begin to hate you, not because you did something to them, but they'll hate you because what you haven't done for them. Those people got to go. You know who else got to go? Those people who are always huffing and puffing when you have a plan or you are brainstorming ideas of doing better for yourself, and they get to huffing and puffing. They need to go outside. They need to be away from you. Y'all shouldn't even be breathing the same air. You gotta let them go. You can't trust people like that. Somebody says, man, Breed, that's so true. Absolutely. Now, if y'all want this live stream to continue, then we're gonna have to get the likes up. I realize that it's a tough thing to do, you know, hit the like button. But if you being edified, that's what it's going to take to keep these type of streams going. I need to know the entire audience is, you know, supportive, because what it's going to take to break the shadow ban that's over here is, brothers and sisters, we are going to like the videos and we are going to have to share them. That's what it's going to take. I need everyone watching to actually share my content. That's what I'm asking for y'all. Somebody says, your light should shine so bright on the narrow path that help light the way, so as not to get lost or sidetracked. Absolutely. And you got to keep in mind, there's some people out there that can see your light and they want to swat at that because they're in such darkness. That's like coming into a dark room with a flashlight and you just flashing it in their eyes. Imagine all these people are asleep, because figuratively they are asleep. So you going into a dark room with a bright flashlight, you in everybody's eyes, you trying to wake them up, you trying to show them something. Oh, they're going to swat. They're going to kick at you. They're going to wild out. They're going to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to spaz. Why? Because you shining a light in the wrong places. Now, yeah, we're supposed to shine light in darkness, but you got some people who are beyond our scope. They're beyond reachable. It's about that time that we distance ourselves from these people, these parasites. That's exactly what they are. You can't fix everybody. You got to keep in mind that you got to focus on who's important. And a lot of the times y'all forget that it's you. Y'all forget it, that it's you. In order to endure and make it through all this, you're going to have to make sure you good. King Connect, thank you for the support. 2 Corinthians 6:14 says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? Exactly. Have nothing to do with it. Focus on what's important in your lives. I'm telling you, man, we coming across, we're very close to an hour mark. That's what my time span is today for our stream. I got some moves I need to make, take care of some things. Trust no one. Stay to yourselves. Everybody do me one more solid. Just like the video for me. Share the video. If y'all like content like this, I will give y'all more of this if this is what you signed up for. If you're a new subscriber, make sure that you check the channel daily, because we're always uploading content. And also consider joining the membership tab. It would be great for y'all to join that membership tag, because there's a lot of material that doesn't make it here, but it makes it for members. Look, thank each and every one of y'all. Y'all be blessed. Stay safe. Everybody have a good one. With that being said, shalom and peace.